Have you ever felt like you're wrestling with ChatGPT and, well, losing? You know it's supposed to be this amazing tool, but the results you're getting are just kinda meh. Trust me, you are not alone. And today, we're going to fix that. We're going to walk through a super simple framework that will take you from confusion to control and get you much better results, like right away. And hey, as we get started, if any of this feels a little weird or maybe slightly uncomfortable, that's actually a good thing. It's totally normal. It just means you're not only learning how to use a new tool, you're actually learning a whole new way to think. So let's lean into that feeling and dive right in. Okay, first things first. This entire process really just starts with a new way of thinking. And look, we're not talking about some complex technical skill here. This is all about one simple, but honestly, game-changing shift in your mindset. So let's build on that mindset shift. In section 2, we're going to get right to the heart of it. How does ChatGPT actually think? I promise you, once you really get this one core concept, everything else is going to click into place. So here it is, the big aha moment. ChatGPT doesn't think the way you and I do. It doesn't understand or reason. It's really just a very, very fancy next word predictor. It's making incredibly educated guesses about which word should come next based on all the patterns it learned from a gigantic amount of text. So what's the big takeaway here? It means the quality of its answer depends entirely on the clues you give it. I love this quote because it perfectly captures that mindset shift we were talking about. You need to start treating ChatGPT like a brilliant, super fast collaborator who is also very, very literal. It needs clear instructions because, it can't read your mind. If you give it a vague request, you're going to get a vague answer. It really is that simple. Okay, let's see this in action because this makes it so clear. Asking, help me write better, it's going to give you some generic advice you could find anywhere. But look at the difference when you give it a clear prompt. You specify who you are, a student, what you need help with, emails to instructors, and exactly what you want. 3 examples with explanations. Suddenly, the AI has a clear target, and the result is something you can actually use right away. And that leads us perfectly into the main event here. Section 3, the 4-part prompt framework. This is the simple, repeatable structure that is going to completely change how you write your prompts from now on. So a really great prompt has 4 key ingredients. It's like a recipe. First, you give it a role. Who should it pretend to be? A hiring manager? A creative writing expert? Second, the task. What exactly do you want it to do? Third, you provide context. This is any background info it needs to do the task well. And finally, you specify the output. What should the result actually look like? Should it be a bulleted list, a professional email, a 5-paragraph essay? Just look at the night and day difference this makes. Help me with a resume is basically a shot in the dark. But when you use the framework, it becomes this powerful, precise command. You've given it a role, a task, context about your experience, and a clear output format. You're using the exact same tool, but the result is going to be a world away from what you got before. All right, time for a pro tip that's going to save you so much time and frustration. Section 4 is all about one simple idea. Improve, don't start over. A huge mistake I see people make is they start a brand new chat every single time the first answer isn't perfect. Please, don't do that. The best way to think about it is like this. You're editing a draft, not throwing it in the trash and starting from scratch. Your job is to guide the AI step by step toward that perfect response, and you do it all inside the same conversation. And the process itself is super simple. You start with your prompt, you read what it gives you, and then you give it a follow-up instruction to make it better. That's it. You just repeat that last step over and over until you have exactly what you need. It's a conversation, not just a one-off command. And your follow-up instructions can get really, really specific. You can tell it things like, okay, now make the tone more confident, or can you get this under 120 words? You can even say, rewrite this for a totally different audience, or get rid of all the filler words. Each little command gets you closer to that perfect result without much effort at all. Okay, let's bring this all home. In our last section, we're just going to recap your journey from feeling maybe a little curious or even frustrated with this tool to having genuine control over it. So here it is, your new toolkit. Number 1, the mindset shift. Remember, it's your collaborator, not a mind reader. Number 2, your core skill, that 4-part prompt framework we just went through. And number 3, your new pro technique, using iterative prompting to refine your results. Honestly, with just these 3 things, you're going to be unstoppable. Learning this new way of thinking really is a journey. And probably the most important thing to remember through all of this is that you don't have to do it all by yourself. And that's actually why we're here to help. If you ever get stuck, or if you want to apply these ideas to your own projects and just aren't sure how, you can get direct one-on-one support from our coaches over at pathfindercampus.ca/coaches. They can really help you take these skills to the next level.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. You now have a simple, really powerful framework right at your fingertips. The only question left is, what's the first problem you're going to solve with it?